Have you ever witnessed the prowess of a fisherman as his spear darts swiftly through the water's surface, hunting wild fish in the calm waters at night? This isn't just a technique, it's an art that requires a skilled eye and a precise hand, mastering the spear and being at one with nature. This is the story of traditional spearmen who have passed down this skill as a legacy and a way of survival from generation to generation. And with us, Lieutenant Banana Chanel, you'll join us during your 8-minute break to witness this in action. The flashlight shone brightly, carefully illuminating every surface of the water. Holding the spear, the fisherman walked slowly, patiently. He had passed pool after pool until that moment arrived. Boom, his spear shot out fast, right on target. Instantly the fish struggled violently, writhing wildly on the tip of the spear. The water that had been calm suddenly turned murky, mixed with mud that had billowed from the riverbed. The ripples formed small eddies, splashing the fisherman's face. But he did not waver. The fish thrashed violently on the tip of the spear. The fisherman paused for a moment, looking at his catch, then released the fish, and with a feeling of joy, put it in the bag he had brought earlier. Having successfully caught his first fish, the fisherman continued his hunt by slowly approaching the pond that still surrounded him. He stood with his spear ready to throw, his eyes carefully observing every corner of the pond he came across. Every second was a precious opportunity, until the moment he threw his spear with incredible accuracy and precision. Boom! An explosion hit the surface of the murky water, a fight ensued, the fish struggling, his spear vibrating violently against the fury of the large fish that was his target. The fisherman was a little overwhelmed to contain the anger of the fish that tried to escape from the grip of the spear. But without hesitation, the fish was slowly pulled to land. The fish struggled, wanting to dive into the water, but the man quickly caught it happily, and for the second time the fisherman released it and put it in the bag that was already full. After catching a fish or two, the fisherman returns to the nearby pond, his sharp eyes ready to hunt. Spear in hand and flashlight on, the fisherman aims at a large fish swimming near the surface. The spear shoots quickly and accurately, piercing the fish. The fisherman immediately pulls the spear back, and the large fish is caught on the tip of the spear. The fisherman is dragged to shore. The fisherman feels victorious, as if he has proven his skill as a hunter. This is a traditional technique he learned from his ancestors. It's not just spearfishing, but also preserving the traditions of his ancestors.
Wow, good. Good job. Good boy.
The night was getting late and the air was getting colder while the fisherman continued to search for the wild fish, but only a few steps, the fisherman saw a shoal of wild fish swimming towards him. With a quick but sure movement, the fisherman threw his spear again. The sound of his spear was heard loudly breaking the silence of the night. A fight ensued, but it was quite short because the fisherman immediately brought his spear to the ground so that the fish only struggled on the surface of the ground. The fish was not too big, but its movements were very agile, so that to catch the fish the fisherman had a bit of difficulty putting it in his sack. Several fish have been successfully bagged and the fisherman continues his journey accompanied by a white cat who deliberately followed behind to ask for fish from the fisherman, and the fisherman gave one fish to the cat. The fisherman arrived at a pond that was not too wide but quite shallow. Immediately the fisherman prepared to throw his spear. This time the target was quite far away, so throwing the spear had to be really precise and required a lot of power for the spear to hit its target, and boom, the spear hit the surface of the air hard. For a moment the atmosphere was silent, waiting for what happened. Slowly the spear was pulled to the shore, and how happy the fisherman was, his spear hit the target precisely and very accurately. And for the umpteenth time the fisherman had proven his skill in using his spear.
Whoa. Wow, snack hat. Whoa. You, my soul. Go, you. Whoa.
Before continuing his hunt, the fisherman took a short break and tasted the incredibly sweet red fruit he found on the wild trees around the pond. The sweetness was enough to refresh his tired body. After tasting the sweet fruit and feeling refreshed, the fisherman continued his hunt. First, he passed a cemetery with a mystical and eerie atmosphere. He passed the gravestones one by one, and arrived at a pond said to be always teeming with wild fish. Sure enough, he caught every fish with his spear, and each throw scared them away.
You go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good. You, my soul. Whoa. Good. Wow. Snack hat. Whoa.
And with a fresh catch in hand, he returned home, a satisfied smile on his face. Tonight he proved his worth again. He knew his next adventure awaited. A fish never knows the sharpness of a spear until it feels it in its chest. Likewise, humans, we never realize how harshly the world tests us until it pierces our hearts.
Wow.
The spear today is not just a hunting tool, it's a symbol of struggle. The more we catch, the greater the responsibility we bear. It's not about the quantity of the catch, but the depth of meaning behind it. Because life, like the ocean, always offers two choices, to be a fish being speared, or to be a human being who learns from each stab. Ultimately, it's not the spear that defines who we are, but how we interpret it. And we, Lieutenant Banana Chanel, thank you for watching the video. See you next time. May God bless you all.